I would like to start off this movie review of Sultan by talking about the fact that I'm in production for my second documentary called A Khan Job,
Right.
looking at the at Salman Khan.
And so it's a play on words because instead of C-O-N job, it's K-H-A-N job.
Right. And so we saw Sultan.
We did.
And I wanted to see Sultan, and a lot of our Indian friends are like, "Oh, why do you want to watch? No, don't watch that."
You even paid money and bought this movie.
Well, because I bag on him a lot.
Right.
And I've only seen, well, I've seen a few films where he's in.
Okay.
But I've seen one film that he was like the main star, and it was the one where he saved Bollywood, basically, and I forgot what it was called. It was an older,
okay, well, this is
traditional Bollywood
this is the
singing,
first
dancing.
Salman Khan film that I've actually seen.
Yes.
I saw him, of course, in Bagban. He played a minor role in that.
Yes.
So this is the first time that I actually got to see his acting abilities.
Yes.
Not impressed.
You didn't like the film?
No.
I thought it was very similar to My Name Is Khan, that I felt like we saw two movies.
Yes, that was the only similarity, was that it felt like two films.
Yeah, and I think when the movie started off with, it was way too long. That first section was way too long, setting up the wrestling portion of it. Yes. About his life in the village, wanting to marry this girl that he just met.
Right.
His dad's satellite company.
Right.
It was just way too long. Like, I felt in the 3-hour movie or the 2 hour and 43 minutes, we could have got rid of 40 minutes of this thing. Like, just
extraneous information. I agree.
And it started off very much, I think, like the traditional Bollywood kind of feel, with singing and dancing and the colors and the numbers.
But he's not a good dancer.
And the first part of it really kind of felt like a ego trip. Like, I felt like they wrote this film just for Salman Khan.
Yes.
To do what Salman Khan wanted to do.
Right.
I don't feel like they wrote this movie and said, maybe we should see if we can get Salman Khan. And I feel like this was written directly for him.
Yeah, I agree.
But after the intermission, things changed.
Right.
And there were some good scenes in the film. I think when we see Salman Khan's character Sultan Ali Khan, get ready to go wrestle for the world title kind of thing, and his wife is pregnant.
Right. Getting ready to deliver.
And she asks him to stay home because she's going to need him for this, and he kind of blows her off and does it. And she miscarries and dies, and the baby...
No, she doesn't miscarry. She delivers the baby, but the baby is not strong, and he needs a blood transfusion. And it just so happens that it's the same blood type as his father, Salman Khan, who's not there.
Yes, because he's busy.
Because it's an uncommon blood type, no one's able to save the baby. So the baby dies.
Yes, and that was very unfortunate. You know,
That's
I thought
how the first half ended.
and I thought that was a real moment where I thought, like, Salman Khan has some acting ability. That was a great scene. Where you saw the angry wife, because I mean it caused a rift in their marriage, because she said, "I don't want to see you again." Basically, get out of here.
And for years,
yes, it had nothing to do with
they
them.
would see each other as she would go to the temple basically, and he would try to make her talk to him just by being there.
Yes.
So she would look at him and then just walk right by him.
In the first half of the movie up to that scene, I think we were looking at a solid F. Like, this is no doubt an F.
I would have been generous and said D. It might have gotten a D for the first half. It was so slow going. And so his character, I remember telling you that I felt very much like he was trying to be an Arnold Schwarzenegger type. And now I understand that he loves and idolizes Sylvester Stallone. So perhaps, yes, he's a composite character of Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So the first half of the movie was terrible. His dancing was terrible. He was cheesy. And the first half of it I thought was going to be a D. And I thought, oh my gosh, are we even going to be able to finish this film? Because it was so bad. And we kept pausing it to go get something to drink or go get a snack. And we're like, whereas, you know, if you're watching a really good film, you might not even pause it. You're like, I'm so into this movie. So finally, we got to part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And part 2, I think, was a legitimate A. But that means that we're looking at giving this film a C for a final grade. And I think that's generous.
And when it then transitioned into the second part, which I thought was much more entertaining, where we see him wrestling and he decides that he's going to go wrestle to get everything back in his life, and he joins up with their version of MMA. It was I forget what they called it.
Pro Takedown? Was that
maybe
what it was called?
Yeah,
Pro
something
Takedown?
like that. And so he had to train and do these things, and we got to see him kind of progress, and there were some great training montages, very much like a Rocky feel to it. It felt like an Indian Rocky film.
Yes.
And and I thought that second part was much better. Like, if we could have just had a movie about that, and not the whole lead up to it. I mean, it just felt like I felt like I was stuck in an elevator with an egomaniac for 2 hours and 43 minutes. Now, the film I was referring to is Hum Ap Han Kun, and this is the film that saved Bollywood. And this happens to be, and I'm showing you a picture of it. They can't see this.
I see that.
That is a young Salman Khan who was brought in, and
how did this save Bollywood?
Nobody was watching Bollywood films until this film came out.
Really?
Like, yeah, everybody kind of turned their back on it, like, oh, who cares? It's stupid Bollywood. That film comes out, and people come back because it recaptured kind of the Bollywood gold, the singing, the dancing, the love stories.
Wow.
And that was kind of I think, from what I can gather about Salman Khan, that was kind of the high point. And so what we've seen is he was cast as this romantic character with singing and dancing and the love story, and the woman he's with is a very famous Bollywood dancer that we saw there. And it was an enjoyable kind of film.
So that was what you first saw him in.
That was the very first film,
Okay.
and it's definitely in the top 100 Bollywood films.
Wow.
And it's old school because it's like that. You can tell the set is a painting behind them, like they're like on a stage. Like,
was
doing
his
this.
acting ability better than it was in Sultan? Because this was terrible.
Here's the rub. I don't think he's a good actor.
Right.
I don't think that his acting was good in that film. I think he was the right guy at the right time in the right story, and very much kind of caught the nation by surprise. And it harkened back to the glory days that I think the Indian industry was missing.
Okay.
And he really is responsible for that. And so I think that's kind of when we talk a little bit about, in my documentary, The Con Job, he's presented as this hero who has saved the Indian film industry.
Okay, but you don't want to get too much into your documentary.
Yeah, okay.
That's a different video. So you agree this is a C for the final grade?
This is a D.
You give it a D.
Because I think it was a solid F out of the gate until we got to the point where the baby's lost. And now it kind of takes a Western spin, I feel.
Okay, but what do you give the second half?
A B.
Okay, so you're going to give it a D.
Yeah, I'd give it a D.
I'm going to give the first half a D and the second half an A, and so I'm giving this a C for the final grade. The two best parts of the film, there was a running joke throughout the film where, how do you say in English?
Yes.
That was funny.
Yes.
And the ending, not just because it ended, like mercifully it's over, but because at the end, we know it's leading up to him and his wife reconciling, and they're going to have another baby, and this time it's going to be a girl. Mm-hmm. And so we get to see this girl, and she's adorable,
yes.
And they're going to train her how to wrestle.
Yes.
And it was a happy moment, and as you know, I love happy endings.
You love happy endings, yes.
So I wasn't just happy that the film was over, it actually ended on a happy note.
Yes.
So, best part of the film.
I liked some of the wrestling montage stuff.
Yes, because we both enjoy wrestling,
yes.
right? And my brother was a wrestler, and so, yeah.
And I beat your brother.
Yes, you did.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
I always hold that over his head.
Which is high up there because he's taller than you. Yeah.
And, I think was when we got into the second part, I really enjoyed the second part of the film. Now, a lot of our friends may not know this, but I've challenged Salman Khan to a fist fight at any town, any place, any time.
Why?
Over the honor over India. I think he is so liberal in his ideology.
That's
and
true.
He is a con man.
Okay, but again, we're getting into your documentary, which we're not going to do right now.
Yes. Anywhere, and we'll do it on YouTube Live, and I will whoop Salman Khan for India.
Yeah, there's not going to be any fist fighting.
You're right, because it would be, what would Pop say? There'd be 2 hits, me hitting him hitting the floor, and it's over, dude. I'm just telling you, Salman Khan goes down, bro. I will really wrestle him. I will truly wrestle him. NCAA rules. I will wrestle him. And
how about IOC rules?
Whatever. I will wrestle him. I will challenge him in a game of dodgeball. I will challenge him to kickball.
I love
I
kickball.
will challenge him to cricket. I will beat him in cricket.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will,
Not
because because I've watched MS Dhoni, which is a great film, and I have great eye-hand coordination, and I can jack some sixes, sister. I can jack some sixes like you would not believe.
You're in my ear. That hurts. If by I will beat him in cricket, you mean you'll lift the cricket bat and hit him with the cricket bat, okay.
No, because he can't bowl. I'll bowl, dude. I'll bowl like a mofo. Like,
listen,
you would not.
just
You
because
don't
your
know
last
my
name
bowling.
is bowling.
My last name is bowling. You know I can bowl, dude.
But you really can't. You're not a good bowler. Nor am I. Our son is, but we're not. We're not good bowlers. It's true.
No, okay.
We're good baseball players, though.
So Salman Khan, you got to see a Salman Khan film.
I'm not impressed.
He very much is a like an Arnold / Sylvester Stallone
yes,
character.
I can tell, and I know that there are a lot of Indian people who love him. I just was not impressed.
And when I said when I first started the channel, I started playing around with the idea that maybe SRK is the most overrated actor.
But now you think it's Salman Khan.
Salman Khan is like, you know.
Because though I don't always think SRK's films are great. Like,
he's a much better
everybody
actor.
knows, I didn't care for My Name is Khan. I thought the first half was wonderful.
Yeah.
The second half turned into liberal propaganda.
Yes.
And living in America, we actually know what it's like over here for Muslims. And so, not at all like what he was portraying.
Yes.
So people know that's how I feel about him. He's a way better actor than Salman Khan.
He was way better in Fan. Like, that was
way better.
Way better.
Yeah.
I will even challenge Salman Khan to a drag race in cars, because I know he's real handy with cars.
Keep the homeless people out of the way.
Oh, yes.
Okay? Just saying.
So overall, a D.
Or an F. Or a C.
You say
I
C,
give it a C.
I say D.
Yeah, let's split the difference. Let's just call it a C minus.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Yeah.